In today's video, we're going to be reacting to What Happened to Ninja. Now, this video is made by Timmy FMBR, who makes some amazing Fortnite documentaries. I will leave a link to his channel in my description below, and let's get into the video.
Ninja. Once the most popular Fortnite streamer of all time, and maybe the largest creator that gaming has ever
total
seen.
Views.
But
oh my
what
god.
happened to this talented...
Nice.
Oh my god! Crazy.
This is insane.
Blue-haired goat. From the top of the Fortnite world to
Ninja's
people
crazy,
saying he fell off.
Damn.
This is the entire story of Ninja.
The GOAT.
Richard, or Tyler Ninja Blevins, was born on June 5th, 1991. And yeah, Richard is actually his first name. We all thought it was Tyler.
I thought it was Tyler until just now.
Ninja was born in the Detroit metro area, but was raised in the Chicago suburbs. His dad loved video games and ultimately inspired Ninja and his brothers to start gaming.
My dad loves video games. He had them in the house, and we just kind of stumbled upon them, me and my brothers, and that was pretty much it. The rest is history from there. I mean, really just continued to purchase all of the future consoles and gamed a lot.
Ninja was into a ton of different video games.
That's sort of what we did growing up.
Like most kids in the 90s were. But everything changed when a game called Halo came out.
It all started with Halo 1. My brother got it, and you know, I think I was like 12 or 11 when the game came out, and it was rated M. So my mom was not about me playing it at all. But you know, I was able to convince her. I was like, Mom, look, I'm killing aliens. I'm saving the world. Trust me. Like, don't worry.
The original Halo game, which was called Halo Combat Evolved, came out all the way back on November 15th of 2001, before many of you were even born. It was released on the original Xbox,
I'm from the 90s.
which also came out before many of you were born. At the time, Ninja was only 10 years old, but this game was such a massive hit that even kids like Ninja were playing it. Many reviewers at the time considered it the best FPS game ever, and Halo would go on to inspire basically every single future FPS game that ever came out. And on top of Ninja at just 10 years old enjoying the game, he was also very good at it.
I think when I just started smacking everyone in my neighborhood like really bad, and my brothers, and then once Xbox Live came out and I started like getting up there in the ranks.
When Halo came out, there was no online multiplayer function yet.
No,
so if you wanted to play a quick game of Halo with the boys, you basically had to invite all of them over and play it in your living room. But Xbox Live was brought to the console exactly 1 year later on November 15th of 2002. And once Ninja got online, he had to choose a gamer tag.
I've always been a huge fan of anime and those types of shows, and also it mainly stems from back in the day in Halo when like someone was chasing you and you went around a corner and you jumped over their head and backsmacked them. It was called like the ninja, or you ninja them, and I loved it, and I was like, this needs to be, you know, this needs to be my gamer tag.
I've never heard that before in my life.
Halo 1 didn't support Xbox Live because it came out a year before Xbox Live was released, and they didn't have technology back then to do major updates. However, the newly released Halo 2 was fully compatible with this new online multiplayer technology. Halo 2 would come out on November 9th of 2004 and was just as beloved as the first game. And of course, Ninja had to pick that game up as well.
There was this Halo 2 playlist that came out as a free-for-all playlist. I forget the exact name of it, but I eventually ranked up so high in that playlist, and a bunch of other professional Halo players at the time were also playing in it because it was for a tournament. And I was beating them in games and getting like top 3, top 4 with them in free-for-all.
Heck yeah, Ninja.
And I think at that moment I was like, dude, like these guys are getting paid to play and stuff like that and winning tournaments. So.
And sure enough, Ninja ended up competing in real Halo tournaments at just 17 years old. His first ever competition was MLG Columbus on June 7th of 2009.
My mom was like, you're not going into these tournaments. Like, if you do, your dad is coming with you to the first one. I was like, I'll take that, man. All right. So we ended up traveling to Columbus, Ohio, competing. I think our first event, we got losers round 5 in the MLG tournament, which was still honestly great for our first ever LAN event.
Going Pro Chapter 3.
Things were going great for Ninja, but
yeah,
I'm
trying
to hit a
this is Halo 4
that
release,
many creators and professional gamers do. You see, Ninja had just graduated from high school and was moving on to go to college. And back in the 2000s, becoming a professional gamer wasn't exactly a thing like it is today. In fact, it was basically unheard of. They
Right.
didn't have huge multi-million-dollar tournaments like Fortnite does every year.
True.
So Ninja would be forced to go to school while trying to chase his MLG Pro dreams.
I went to college actually, even though I was competing. I actually went away to college and just, played a lot while I was there too.
Ninja would also start streaming in early 2011 because the owner of the Halo team that he was on at the time thought it would be good for his career.
It was the beginning of Halo Reach. I ended up getting a
Okay.
capture card, starting to stream in preparation
That's
of being able to stream
crazy.
on his website, but that completely fell through. So I was just streaming on Justin TV. And then that just kind of happened and evolved into Twitch. And
That's
here we are.
insane.
And for those of you who are too young to remember, before Twitch was called Twitch, it was actually Justin TV. So Ninja
Justin
was
TV.
literally on the ground floor of this whole
That's
streaming thing.
crazy.
He also started a YouTube account somewhere around this time, but he accidentally deleted it. However, he did remake the said account on December 15th of 2011.
Hi guys, what's going on?
Oh my
this
God.
is going to be my new YouTube webpage. It's youtube.com/ninjashyper. My other account, there was something wrong with it, with like the AdSense, and I accidentally deleted it, to be completely honest.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how you delete an entire YouTube
What is that?
account.
Oh, that's
but let's
Destiny.
keep in mind that Ninja's kind of an old man, so we can't expect too much from him when it comes to technology. Just kidding, Ninja.
Okay,
I love
buddy.
you. Anyways, on his new YouTube account, Ninja would upload clips.
I'm safe, dude. Please help me, dude. They're coming for me. Dude, two one shot. Oh, he's not
Vlogs,
What's going on, YouTube? This is Ninja here.
What's going on,
Just starting
YouTube?
my very first vlog.
and everything in between. But Ninja was still going to college, had a
Okay.
job, was trying to be a professional Halo player,
he going to Harvard?
and create
No.
content all at once.
No
So
way.
eventually, Ninja had to make some decisions and choose which path would be best for him.
And
Right.
then once I started making about like how much someone makes a yearly wage, like minimum wage, I was like, okay, that's when I stopped working my job, and I was still going to college and focusing on that. And then when I started making more money than that, I think it was around like 50 or 60,000. I was like, okay, now this is kind of more than minimum wage job. And
Oh
I
my
definitely
gosh,
feel
dude,
like
I couldn't
can continue to
imagine.
grow this, and that was when I stopped going to college and focused on streaming full time.
Eventually, Ninja would start to branch out to games other than Halo, and actually found a lot of success with Destiny during its beta mode.
Okay.
He was getting thousands of viewers a stream at this point, which sure now doesn't seem like a lot for the GOAT, but
Dude,
back
a
then
thousand's
getting
a
a
ton.
few thousand viewers on Twitch was absolutely insane. I mean, like I said, it wasn't even called Twitch yet, and it was still a very, very small website. Unfortunately, however, this is where Ninja would hit his second roadblock of his career.
No.
He had a huge medical emergency in August
Oh,
of
yeah, I know about
2014.
this.
The retina
The
in
eye
his
retina.
eye, which for those of you that don't know, is basically what makes you see, detached from the rest of his eye.
I have eye surgery on my right eye. I have retinal detachment. My retina has been detached somehow. Don't know why. And I actually, we don't know how long it's happening, but I was possibly supposed to be blind, or like could have gone blind in my right eye at any time after it. I'm pretty lucky that it hasn't happened already.
Dude,
Because
he's
of this,
really
he would
lucky,
have to
man.
have emergency eye surgery. Although Ninja was not only okay, but also able to save the vision in his eye, when you take a long break, you will lose a lot of viewership and momentum.
That's true.
And that's sort of what happened to Ninja.
I was playing Destiny 1, the alpha and the beta. I was doing incredible in viewers, and then I detached my retina, and I had to have a surgery on that. It was this little guy right here. It was like a month and a half of
That
me
was
being
his right
like
eye,
face
isn't that
down,
his left eye?
for like the healing process, so I couldn't stream or play video games. And at that moment, I think after that, once I realized my viewers weren't going up anymore, they kind of actually fell off to like the hundreds. That was when I went back to school again
Dang.
for like a half year.
No way, dude. The Rise of Ninja Chapter
However, maybe by just a stroke of luck, or because Ninja knew something we didn't, around this time when his viewers dipped, he would switch to a game called H1Z1, which was a battle royale, was
Right.
released through Steam's early access program on January 15th of 2015, and it quickly became incredibly popular. While basically
H1Z1
every
looks just
shooter
like PUBG,
today
that's kinda
has
crazy.
a battle royale like Warzone or Fortnite, H1Z1 was the first game to really pioneer the battle royale structure.
The All-Star H1Z1, I think a couple buddies of mine were just like, hey man, like the survival mode is super fun. It's like zombies and stuff like that, and it's way better than DayZ, so you should play it. I was like, all right, I'll try it. And my viewers immediately already started to kind of go up at that moment. And I noticed it, but I was still competing in Halo.
Right.
Then I started playing the Battle Royale section of H1Z1, and then that's when I started to get fall in love with that style of game, the adrenaline rush at the end.
Ninja uploaded his first ever H1Z1 video to his main account only a few months after his eye surgery on January 20th of 2015.
We just gotta do this, man, alright? I just gotta turn around, Kyle, alright?
Just right in the butt.
Just
right in the butt, bro.
Right or left cheek, dude?
Middle.
Middle? That's disgusting!
There you go.
Got a hole there. It just makes sense.
Alright, dude.
Oh.
And with the help of H1Z1, Ninja's account slowly but surely started to regain its life. He quickly became one of the best players in H1Z1, just like he was in Halo. However, this was to a new level. Ninja was probably the best player in the world, setting world records like getting 38 kills in one game.
Oh, dang.
Let's go!
He was
That's
even
insane.
ranked #1 in North America at one point,
what?
which is absolutely insane. Following
was
the
on that
success
shit.
of H1Z1 and the Battle Royale style, PUBG would be released to the public on March 23rd of 2017 and was yet another competitor in the Battle Royale section. Of course, Ninja, being the best Battle Royale player in the world perhaps, decided to jump on that as well and would become a consistent PUBG streamer while still occasionally playing H1Z1. And for those of you that think of Ninja as just a content creator, let's remember that he won $237,000 just from competitive Halo alone.
That's insane.
Yeah, you can say Ninja is quite the gamer. After leaving Halo, it looked like Ninja's competitive career might finally be over and that he was going to focus more on content creation. You see, H1Z1 didn't look like it would have any massive esports involvement, and even though he was the best H1Z1 player in the world, he still had a ton of competition on Twitch.
Yeah, I mean, it's brutal. You just gotta look at the top streamers every day. Dr. Disrespect, Shroud, Summit, Tim the Tatman. I have to compete with all these people who double, triple, in some cases quadruple my viewership, and also just take away a huge pool of people from when they're not on, I'm up to 12, 13, 14K sometimes.
But
then when they're
on,
his numbers dwindle.
Got it. To come out
That's
that would
crazy,
make
man.
his views skyrocket to never before seen numbers on Twitch, and that fun, colorful battle royale was called
Fortnite
Battle Royale. Came out on September 26th of 2017, and people absolutely loved it. It's free to play.
Nick, what's the game called? It's called Fortnite. It's free.
It was cross-platform.
And it's also on every single platform that, imaginable. So, and everyone can play with one another, Xbox, PlayStation, PC. Doesn't matter where you are, you can all play with your friends. So it's, it connects people around the world. It's free to play. It's super fun.
And it was massively addicting.
And just like half the population, I feel like on Earth, I have now become addicted to Fortnite.
Ninja already had a love and skill for battle royales, so of course he was going to check out this game. And on October 3rd of 2017, Ninja would do his first ever Fortnite stream.
First impression of the game, it's fun.
He would also upload his first ever Fortnite video to his YouTube channel on the very same day, featuring some incredible building skills.
I really felt like I could do that, and I just couldn't. Oh, didn't want that.
Oh my gosh.
Are you having some
honestly, dude, really don't want to talk about it, dude.
Oh
really,
my
not
gosh.
in the mood to just...
And just from the reactions of his chat after playing it on one stream, Ninja realized that Fortnite had massive potential to be the next big thing. And instead of streaming it part-time while playing other games, Ninja went all in, basically streaming almost all day, every day, nothing but Fortnite.
I was like, all right, this game's great. A lot of the top streamers and top players from PUBG are kind of bashing on the game, and they're not streaming it, right? They played it, and now they're just going to continue to play PUBG.
That's
I
crazy.
was watching every single time they were playing, and it looked incredibly fun to me. So that was when I just decided, all right, this is the perfect opportunity to switch over, just go full-time Fortnite.
Making the switch over to Fortnite was the best decision that Ninja had ever made in his life. He went from averaging around 3,000 viewers all the way to 17,000 viewers by the end of 2017.
Every day was 10,000 viewers, then 12,000.
That's
13,000,
insane.
14,000, 15,000, and it was literally like that for 2 or 3 months until we started averaging about 100,000 viewers every day. consistently, you know,
Holy
90,000 to 100, which
smokes.
is just out of this world, something I never thought that could be done on Twitch.
And these statistics would only get better and better. Just looking at YouTube milestones, he hit 1 million YouTube subscribers on January 26th of
Insane.
2018, and just a week later, on February 3rd of 2018, it would double to 2 million. I mean, I
Yo,
just hit
that's
100,000
insane.
subscribers, and I can't even imagine getting close to 1 million, let alone doubling your million subscribers in 1 week.
Good stuff,
Which reminds
Timmy.
me,
Let's
you
go.
guys should subscribe right now if you haven't already.
You should
Anyways,
subscribe.
Ninja's Twitch was doing just as well as his YouTube. And on March 11th of 2018, Ninja became the first streamer in the history of Twitch to hit 3 million followers.
What?
And just a few days after that, Ninja would collaborate with someone that would blow his career up to new heights. Drake followed Ninja on Instagram, and then soon after would reach out to Ninja, asking him if he was down to play some Fortnite.
Drake actually hit me up, man, which is like the greatest thing in the world. I was like myself.
Why?
He just wanted a game, man. He was down to game.
He's so stupid.
Dude, we broke the internet that day.
Yeah, well, he's stupid. He didn't do it.
You follow me on Instagram, Champagne Poppy.
Champagne Poppy. What the is that? Right? What the is that? Champagne Poppy. Out of all the names. He reached out to you.
I would say like the follow was the reach out, if you will.
He just followed you.
Yeah. And then my whole chat was losing their minds like, dude, holy
Of course, everyone
Holy
was
smokes,
freaking
it's
out.
Drake.
Back in 2018,
I need
gaming
to
wasn't as
win.
popular as it is now 6 years later. So seeing streamers like Ninja collaborate with more traditionally successful people like Drake and the music industry was a really big deal, not only for Ninja, but all of us hardcore gamers. But it was very difficult to plan this event considering how busy Drake was. For a while, it looked like the collab with Drake wasn't going to work out, until Drake randomly messaged Ninja saying that he was online. So Ninja hopped on the computer and did one of the most important streams of not only Ninja's career, but perhaps gaming history itself.
So how long have you been playing Fortnite or been a fan?
Probably like for like about a month or two, maybe something like that. Like,
Damn.
Oh my god, it's actually great.
you know, we stay in the studio for so long, like sometimes like 20 hours, you know, 15, 20 hours. So it's just nice to take like a little mental break and we all just squat up and we sub.
Dude, that's crazy. I've never seen a clip of
Oh,
this.
and just so you know, Travis Scott was there too.
Wait, Gigi, you got Band-Aids?
Band-Aids?
That's crazy.
So,
The stream pulled record numbers, with over 635,000 viewers at one time. This established a new record for viewers
look, you can't
outside
get
of
up.
tournaments. The previous record was held by Dr. Disrespect
Yikes.
with 388,000
Yikes,
views, and this stream also would get Ninja 90,000 Twitch subs, which for those of you that don't know, earned him at least $250,000
That's
in
insane.
one day.
It was one of the most amazing experiences.
Give him that
ever.
money.
I'm super blessed that it happened. I don't think that I would have gotten to where I was as fast or as quickly without it, no doubt. And I think that, you know, it was just so crazy. I was getting obviously text messages and I had my, you know, there was plans to play beforehand, so I kind of informed like my family and stuff like that, and their friends were like, hey, look out in the next couple of days, look for like a tweet because it might be happening. And it was just, you know, a miracle.
That's
in my
crazy.
opinion, this stream was so insanely influential, not just in Ninja's career, but across the gaming world. It brought a ton of eyes into Fortnite and honestly gaming as a whole. It showed that perfectly normal and successful people can play video games too, and maybe for the first time ever, video games actually looked kind of cool. And just a few months after this, Fortnite held its first ever Pro-Am tournament featuring celebrities teaming up with everyone's favorite gamers.
Oh, that
and
just
the
happened.
guest list was stacked on both sides. As far as gamers go, you had players like Cypher PK, Nick Merckx, Lachlan, Tim the Tapman, and of course Ninja. And they would team up with celebrities like Nathan Kress from iCarly, Pete Wentz from Fall Out Boy, and Joel McHale from Community. Of course, the list goes on for both sides, but you get the picture. And Ninja, of course, as many of you may know, was teamed up with the one and only Marshmello. Being that Ninja was basically the best Fortnite player in the world at this point, the duo was favored to win by far. The two completely lived up to the expectations and won $1 million for charity.
Oh, what?
Breathe on him and he's gonna get the win. Ninja gets the $1 million.
That's crazy.
Fortnite Pro-Am, him and Marshmello come out on top.
That's crazy. Celebrity
After
Ninja
playing
Chapter
all
4.
these games with celebrities, Ninja became the go-to gamer for every celebrity talk show ever.
So your name is Ninja.
Yes.
And I should have a name too. So I'm thinking like either Magic Bullet or Cuisinart or
LED.
yeah, LED.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, LED.
This is so exciting having you on because you are truly the pioneer of elite sports gaming in terms of being a person who, like, you brought it into the mainstream.
Are you ready? Let's do it. Yeah, I'm ready. It's simple, man. Is it gonna be music here or are we just gonna go, man? Yeah, you wanna get it? Fine. All right, so you go like that, dude. Left, yeah.
Cringe but funny.
That's it, dude.
And of course, he was even invited to Times Square for New Year's Eve.
This was so funny. Nobody cared.
I'm not seeing enough movement. Oh my god.
Man, I love that clip. Sorry, Ninja, I had to include it. But just because you go on talk shows and play games with celebrities doesn't mean you're going to have a long career. Ninja
Facts.
knew that he had to find a way to take this 15 minutes of fame and run with it. So he did just that. He leaned into his brand and made sure you could not go anywhere without seeing his face.
I mean, that's a shout out to Jess, obviously my wife, who was my manager at the time, and Loaded, who, you know, we saw what we had. We saw we had this like global,
This is recent.
just like phenomenon in the gaming world and the streaming world with Fortnite, and like we knew that in order to, you know, I've always kind of had like my shticks, right? And like that's kind of, I feel like that streamers have that. Streamers have like a shtick. I wouldn't call it a brand, and some do. Like, but it was like, how do we, you know, make it like, how do, like, what is a brand? Like, at the end of the day, you know, I'm serious. Like,
yeah, you're right. You're right.
people
I hear
talk
you.
about it, and it's like, dude, you know, it starts with. Like you could obviously be, it's as simple as merch, right? But it starts with like, you know, you take your shticks, right? And then you kind of, I don't want to say monetize it because it was personally, it wasn't about making money. It was about like establishing me in the space, right? In like different spaces. So like, for example, like the headbands, right? Like we did a Red Bull Ninja headband, something that I you know, I started wearing after wins, right? I put on this like yellow bandana in my basement. And like that was like a part of the Ninja brand in a way.
They took brand deal after brand deal. Ninja action figures, Ninja off-brand Nerf guns, and so much more. However, not every deal that Ninja signed would be a good one. You see, Ninja would make the very controversial decision to sign an exclusive streaming deal with the brand new streaming platform Mixer. Mixer was Microsoft's attempt at making a competitor platform to Twitch. And on August 1st of 2019, Ninja would make the official jump onto a brand new platform.
I know this may come as a shock to many of you, but as of today, I will be streaming exclusively on Mixer. I know, it's exciting.
In my opinion, this would be the first decision in a series of decisions that would lead Ninja to lose some of the audience that he had spent so long cultivating. This move was shocking to basically everyone involved. Ninja had been streaming on Twitch before it was even called Twitch. There was no way he would randomly leave the platform to make a new career for himself on another platform.
That time he left for the money there, right?
Allegedly, a ton of money was in fact involved. The CEO of Adder, the talent agency working with Ninja at the time, claimed that Ninja was being paid $20 to $30 million a year to have Ninja stream on their platform.
It wasn't that much.
That's insane, by the way. To put that in perspective, Travis Kelce, one of the most popular and talented football players on the Kansas City Chiefs, who's also a 3-time Super Bowl winner, only makes $14 million per season. So just to show you how big Ninja was at this time, that should put it in perspective. But even though the deal was bringing in some big bucks for Ninja, he still claims that it wasn't all for money, but instead the move to Mixer was to actually grow his brand.
We got the move from Twitch.
Yeah, man. Contrary to popular belief, it really wasn't a money play, which a lot of people obviously think it was. The deal was better to continue to grow our brand.
But the sad truth is, Mixer as a company absolutely flopped. It turns out it's not as easy running a streaming platform as it looks, and Microsoft did not want to do it. So on June 22nd of 2020, which was less than a year after Ninja left Twitch, Microsoft announced it was closing down Mixer for good.
That's insane.
1 month later, all future traffic to the website would be instead directed to Facebook.
Or did he
Gaming.
get
This left the internet to wonder what would happen to Ninja. Apparently, he was given the option to either move his exclusivity contract over to be bought out of the contract so he could be on his own. And then came August 5th, 2020,
Yeah, I think he got bought
where
out, no?
Ninja would make his triumphant return
to
Twitch.
YouTube?
In a world where Ninja returns to Twitch.
However, while all this Mixer drama between Twitch and Mixer is happening, Ninja would also make one of his most iconic brand collaborations of all time. He would get his very own icon skin.
It happened! It's official! We finally got a Ninja skin!
Forever
in the
cemented.
game. Bro, look at
Forever
that.
cemented.
It looks just like me! Oh my god!
Ninja was the first content creator ever added to the game, and now so
really
many
cool,
incredible
man.
content creators have followed in his path, like Cypher PK, Lachlan, Laserbeam, Booga, and most recently Nick A30. But Ninja paved the path
Why didn't he
for
say
all of these
loser
creators. Based on all of these factors and more, it's very clear that Ninja
Timmy.
didn't just have a 15 minutes of fame.
Quitting Fortnite, Chapter 5.
In my opinion, Ninja's successful 15 minutes of fame eventually did turn into this celebrity status. He wasn't just some sort of internet fad. However, the one problem with Ninja's career up to this point is that a lot of it depended on Fortnite. And at this time, Fortnite was rapidly losing popularity. And because of this, Ninja's average viewers on Twitch just kept dropping. It was obvious that Ninja was losing interest in the game, and on top of that, he had just returned from
that
Mixer,
happens, though.
where
You gotta
he had
play
lost
some other
of his
games
viewership
sometimes.
already. Ninja would start streaming Fortnite less and less, and threatened to quit the game entirely on more than one occasion.
I fucking hate this game right now with the swords out. I don't want to play. This might be my last. This might be my last stream until like I come back from Vegas. It's so boring.
In fact, I'm honestly, dude, I'm not even gonna, I gotta take a break from streaming, dude. I'm gonna lose my mind.
This is 0 to 60 real quick.
I'm sorry, dude. I know we were supposed to play all day. I can't.
It's so, this game is so stupid, bro. Like the community
Yo, his hair.
kids is just so dumb. It really is, man. It's not fun.
This is COVID Ninja.
And the thing is, man, these little cloud chasing losers, they have no idea, man. Like all they're doing is just harming the game, man. Because I'm not gonna play it. I'm not gonna play it. I'm not gonna stream it.
It became pretty obvious that although Ninja had built his entire career and brand off of Fortnite, he was getting tired of it. And while he continued to upload and stream Fortnite to this day, it's definitely no longer his main focus.
Yeah.
If you look at his streaming hours in 2020, his most streamed game was Valorant. And then in 2021, his most streamed game was League of Legends.
Ooh.
However, in 2022, he would make
Dang,
his triumphant return
925
back to
hours?
mainly being a Fortnite streamer.
Oh my
And
gosh.
this was largely attributed to the Zero Builds game mode that was added on March 29th of 2022.
Zero builds, man.
Yes, no build is 100% for OG players, bro. Bro, you look at this. It's like you're just playing any other battle royale right now. This is the best decision they've ever made. I would not be playing Fortnite right now. Still, probably.
I guess it is like any other battle
Didn't come
royale.
out.
However, despite returning to Fortnite, Ninja's numbers never really returned to where they were during his peak in 2018 and 2019. In the past year, he's been averaging around 11,000 viewers per stream.
Dude, that's
whereas
insane,
in
man.
2018, he was averaging around 80,000. While
I
this
mean-
decrease in numbers would be concerning for other streamers, I don't think Ninja will ever really have an issue. I mean, at the end of the day, 2018, 2019, and 2020 were peak Fortnite and then eventually peak COVID,
Yeah.
which caused gaming and Fortnite to
COVID
have the
blew it
most
up.
viewers that they will ever have. It's sad to think about the fact that Fortnite has sort of already peaked and probably will
Has it
never
though?
reach that moment again, but that does explain why Ninja's viewership isn't
I think
exactly
Fortnite's
where
still
it used
the
to be.
only
Also,
game
to be
that's,
fair, Ninja
like,
made enough money during his peak
good.
of fame that he could retire whenever he wanted, and
That's
his
true, too.
kids and their kids will probably never have to worry about money. On top of that, Ninja also has a ton of other new business ventures, it seems. He started a podcast with some shockingly famous celebrity guests like Mark Cuban, Matthew McConaughey, and Kevin Hart.
Back in action just like the
Oh
good
my
old days,
gosh.
and guess what? I never really left. I am thrilled to announce something exciting, something mouth-watering, something that's about to be
should do
your
voice
new
acting. That should be
audio
his next thing.
addiction. Brace yourselves because my podcast AFK with Ninja is hitting your eardrums.
I've listened to it.
this
It's pretty good.
September
It's not a bad podcast.
with 2 thrilling episodes every week.
I'm not sure how we got Matthew McConaughey because, wow, that's pretty impressive. And on top of that, Ninja would co-found Nutcase, which is a brand of sweet nut milk. Yeah, weird business pivot, but you know what, Ninja? I respect the hustle. And Ninja is also the CIO of GameSquare, which is an advertising agency that helps brands connect with gaming audiences. So what I'm trying to say is that it looks like Ninja is completely set up for life. He can keep quitting and unquitting Fortnite as much as he wants, but it will never take away the millions of dollars and millions of fans that he impacted throughout his career. I, for one, am excited to see what's next for Ninja. I'm super happy for the guy that he seems to be taking more time to enjoy life and family, and I hope he continues to do that. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button, like the video, comment who you want to see the next video about, and I will see you in the next one. Watch this video here until you see that one, and I'll see you later. Peace.
Thank you so much for watching the video. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content like this, and if there's a video you want to see, let me know down in the comments below. Peace.